News 8's photojournalist Courtney Luciana brings us all the action.
The Yukon women's basketball team swept through the first round of the NCAA tournament.
It's like I want to look at everything at once. The color is amazing.
It's obvious Hartford Athletic already has a strong fan base that will only continue to grow.
Well, these 9 individuals are complaining about the nasal swabs being highly invasive.
This is not like you go into a store, order it up, and the Federal Express delivers it, and it comes at 10 o'clock the next morning.
News 8 photojournalist Courtney Luciana takes us there.
My mother bought me a clipper because it was a little expensive. So, and I grew up with a bunch of boys in my neighborhood, so I just started cutting all their hair. I want this to come down like that, and I always had like a little passion for it. Let's rock and roll, man.
This is Will Gambardella.
I better really get this haircut going, man.
He owns Raphael's Barber Lounge in Brantford.
What do you got going on for the holiday, brother?
And his story is unlike any other.
Elephants was actually my little brother's favorite animal.
If you look around his shop, it's filled with elephants. His brother Raphael was his hero, his light, his heart. He was in the Navy for 8 years.
He was in like Afghanistan, Pakistan, and all over the place. He's did a lot of rescue missions. Kind of affected him, so he had a little bit of issues with it, and he ended up taking his life.
Raphael was just 25 years old when he died.
It feels like yesterday. I don't think you ever stopped thinking about him.
From the shelf to the receptionist desk, all reminders of a life taken too soon. Will himself turning his life around in 2015. He'd just gotten out of prison when he says it all clicked.
I don't think I'd be able to be here and do the things I do if I didn't have the history of the past that I had.
He's now celebrating 7 years of success this holiday season. His barbers, his work, his family, the most important pieces of the puzzle that make up his life. But at the table this holiday, 7 years later, there will always be one piece that's missing.
We're missing one. You know, it's always something that's probably always on our mind. Yeah.
So if you're fighting with anyone, have a grudge against a family member, Will says think twice.
I want you to look to your right, to your left, and hug your family, hug your mother, hug your father, and embrace that day, you know, because you never know. Tomorrow's definitely not promised.
And Will tells me he's hoping to expand his business sooner than later. And he says his clientele has stuck by him and has been loyal since his beginnings, doing what he loves.
From the police department to the government center, a demand for respect and answers following the death of Lauren Smith Fields. Bridgeport police say the 23-year-old died unexpectedly on December 12th at her home on Plymouth Street. Her parents, Chantel Fields and Everett Smith, say they had been trying to get in touch with Lauren and didn't find out about her death until they discovered a note on her front door from her landlord.
No one is going to discard my daughter like she's rubbish.
Ray is a robot, and Avello Airlines has partnered with Aero Hygienics to deploy the robots to disinfect its aircraft fleet to combat COVID-19.
We use this technology that uses ultraviolet light to disinfect the aircraft.
Avello let us attach a GoPro camera to Ray. Well, no one, not even crew members, are allowed inside the aircraft during the disinfecting process.
The aircraft comes in, we get our customers off, we take care of the baggage, we clean the aircraft, and the last thing after everything is clean, we put Ray on the aircraft and let it work its magic. It takes about 3.5 minutes to go down and 3.5 minutes to go back. So yeah, within about 7 minutes or so, the whole aircraft from top to bottom, the whole interior is disinfected.
It's more efficient, it's more quicker. The way it gets done. So again, it kills 99% of those pathogens. So we're getting an accurate amount of those pathogens killed and destroyed. So making it safe for our customers and our passengers to fly.
These Ukrainian Americans have felt terror and turmoil as missiles drop near Kyiv and people flee their homeland. But in this moment, their fears turning hopeful through the Virgin Mary.
She's always been considered our protector. And so in times of trouble, the Ukrainians do turn to Mary and pray.
In the small Ukrainian American crowd sits New Haven's mayor.
Frankly, I wanted to come to a place with a lot of other people that were reflecting on this and just trying to make sense of it myself. And So in some ways, I'm here to show my support. In other ways, I'm here for myself to just reflect and think about what impact this has on the world as a whole.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
That's Kevin Fleming giving some pointers to his kids and their friends. They became fans of the professional soccer team when it started 4 years ago, and it's inspired both him as a coach and the young players.
Nice job. Gonna make the team.
It makes me want to practice more and play.
It's been really fun to watch how amazed our kids have been when they come and watch them and they get close to the players, they watch the skill level. And honestly, as a coach, I've been able to learn some drills just watching them warm up.
Hundreds of other families and friends also showed up dressed in blue and green, ready to cheer.
It doesn't compare to be able to just watch something on TV, just to be in here with all the energy going on, and it's just a good time.
And while co-owner of the team, Bruce Mandel, says they've had a rough start.
It's been tricky coming through 2 years of COVID, and it's almost like we're a startup again this year.
It's obvious Hartford Athletic already has a strong fan base that will only continue to grow.
For a good season, lots of close games, but I hope Hartford comes out on top.
Neighbors tell me when planes come by, it's so loud, it flies so close to their house. You can see one right now coming down.
More than 1,000 people packed into the Windsor Town Green here to pay their respect, to remember.
They actually have a pretty good supply of whatever you may need. In West Haven, Amber Diaz.
UConn will play in the second round game right here in Stores on Monday against University of Central Florida.
It was such a surreal moment that I didn't know what to do, and I looked over to her and I saw that she was very distraught.
Southington's Brian Razor planned a romantic trip to see his Ukrainian girlfriend, Julia. His ticket booked for February 11th. 4 days after President Biden told Americans to leave that country with Russian troops at the border. He went anyway.
That was a couple days after the president told Americans to get out of Ukraine, and you decided to go. Why was it so important for you to go?
Because I really wanted to see her.
Well, today it's a big celebration of Irish heritage. Everybody gets together to celebrate their Irish heritage. Today is obviously crazy, so it's good to see people back again.
You cannot see. That's the lovely geranium pots my mother sent to me.
There's some people that have been out in the last few weeks, few months, haven't been out kind of in 2 years, you know. Cheers! Last year was mostly takeout, you know, there was a few people around, but yeah, nothing like previous years. This year's coming back pretty strong, you know. That's great, to be able to celebrate with everybody again.
Smoke on the water.
We've been here kind of 23 years at this stage, so we've been around a long time and we look forward to it every year.
I've been coming here for easily over 10 years. It's a Hamden staple, neighborhood staple. It's just good atmosphere, great people. I mean, everyone is just so cheerful. It's a family spot, everyone gets to know your name, and it's just a family, friend, name basis.
The food is so good. Your bangers and mash, your fish and chips, your corned beef sandwiches, corned beef Reubens, you know, your typical Irish food.
I like when they have the Irish dancers come in. That's my favorite part. It seems normal. We're back to normal.